This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Precisely 1:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. The President prorogues Parliament. A report reveals that India is working on economic aid package for Sri Lanka. A discussion on the world's largest gem called the Queen of Asia found in Ratnapura will be held today. It has been stressed that a 100 billion rupee income is expected from the minor crop exports. In news overseas, US governor says death toll from powerful tornadoes likely to pass 100. Local news in detail now. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has prorogued Parliament from midnight yesterday through an extraordinary Gazette notification. Accordingly, the next session of Parliament will commence at 10 a.m. on the 18th of January 2022. The President has prorogued Parliament by virtue of the powers vested in him by Article 70 of the Constitution. With the signing of the Gazette notification, the first session of the 9th Parliament marked its closure. Once the Parliament is prorogued, the Speaker will continue and his duties will not end. Accordingly, the duty that has to be carried out from the new term will be able to proceed from the current stage. When the term ends and a new session begins, it is ceremonially opened by the President. The President has the power to present policy statement of the government. In the past, it was known as the throne speech. It was presented by the governor. According to the current practice, it is neither debated nor put to the vote. India is working out a package on an urgent basis to assist Sri Lanka following Sri Lanka Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa's New Delhi visit that focused on measures to tide over an economic crisis that the island nation is facing, the Economic Times reported. Quoting officials, the Economic Times said India is expected to extend a food and health security package to Sri Lanka on an urgent basis along with an energy security package and currency swap and also push Indian investments. It was agreed during Sri Lankan Finance Minister's visit that the procedures to realize these objectives would be finalized early within a mutually agreed time. The food and health security package would envisage the extension of a line of credit to cover the import of food, medicines and other essential items from India. A discussion on the world's largest gem called the Queen of Asia found in Ratnapura will be held today. It was found 6 months ago. The discussion will be held under the patronage of the officials of the National Gem and Jewellery Authority. State Minister Lohan Ratwatta said that the opportunities will be made for people in Elahara for gem mining. This will be implemented from January. A project of gem mining will be initiated at the vicinity of Veganga in Ratnapura. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
A range of unmatched benefits with People's Credit Cards from People's Bank.
Continuing with more stories here at home, Director General of the Export Agricultural Development, Dr. A.P. Heenkanda, said that it is expected to have 100 billion rupee income from the export of minor crops this year. Last year, 72 billion rupees was received as an income from the minor crop export. By the end of October this year, 82 billion rupees has been earned. 38 billion rupees was gained from the export of cinnamon. The University Grants Commission says that all university students will be convened for their studies from January. At present, 25% of the university students have been convened to universities. In the meantime, the government has decided to construct a National Plants Museum to mark the 200th year of the Peradeniya Botanical Garden. It will be established within the botanical garden premises. Heritage plants and the production in the country will be exhibited at the museum. That's local news for the moment.
A range of unmatched benefits with People's Credit Cards from People's Bank. Discounts up to 60% and interest-free installment plans from selected merchants.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The governor of Central Bank, Ajit Niwad Cabral, has rejected the media report published regarding him being convened to speak about the International Monetary Fund facilities at the cabinet meeting discussions to be held today. He made this remark through a message on his Twitter account. He also pointed out that it is one instance that is carried out by the opposition to create instability in the country.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And on Watchlight, the farm organizations point out that predatory wild animals are destroying their fruits and coconut cultivation in the Hambantota district. The cultivators also complained that although they cultivated many fruits varieties, this time the monkeys and peacocks are destroying their cultivation. A major damage was caused by the monkeys to their coconut cultivation too.
Coming up, World News.
World News headlines. U.S. governor says death toll from powerful tornadoes likely to pass 100. UK Prime Minister sets new booster target over Omicron tidal wave. Taiwan to hold referendum on U.S. pork ban. World News in detail. The death toll from powerful tornadoes that devastated towns in Kentucky is likely to pass 100, the governor says, as hope of finding survivors wanes. Andy Beshear said this was the most devastating tornado event in the state's history, with at least 80 confirmed deaths. Nothing that was standing in the direct line of one tornado is still standing, he said. 14 deaths have been reported in 4 other states. In Kentucky, rescue workers scoured debris for survivors while teams distributed water and generators to residents. More than 300 members of the National Guard were going door to door and removing debris. Booster jabs will be offered to everyone over 18 in England from this week, the Prime Minister has announced as he declared an Omicron emergency. No one should be in any doubt there is a tidal wave of Omicron coming, Boris Johnson said in a TV statement last evening. A new target has been set to give boosters to all adults who want one by the end of the month, he said. Some medical appointments will also be postponed to focus on boosters. Finally, on World News, Taiwan plans to hold 4 referendums on Saturday. Attention is focused on whether people in Taiwan will say yes or no to an import ban effectively targeting U.S. pork. In January, President Tsai Ing-wen's administration eased the restrictions on imports of pork from pigs fed on mixed feed with a leanness-enhancing additive. The step was effectively applied to the United States. The administration said import restrictions that do not meet international standards should be scrapped in order to conclude a free trade agreement with Washington. That's World News.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Minister Mahinda Amaraveera said that the Surakimu-Ganga projects, which cost 500 million rupees, will be completed at the first quarter of next year. An identification discussion of the projects to be implemented for next year was conducted recently. The government has allocated 2,000 million rupees for the implementation of projects next year.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on with sports news.
Jaffna Kings team is in the lead of the LPL at present. They have won 4 matches out of the 5 they participated. Jaffna Kings team has 8 points now. The Ambula Giant is in the second place by winning 3 matches out of 5 matches and they have received 7 points. Gaul Gladiators team have won 2 matches out of the 6 matches played. Candy Warriors is in the last place. The 14th match of the tournament will begin at 7:30 p.m. Dambula Giants and Jaffna Kings are to compete today. The Vision FM and the National Sports Channel are ready to bring live commentaries of the match.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Eastern Merchant Company, which is registered at the Colombo Stock Exchange, has been sold to Browns Engineering. The Browns company has purchased these storages at 645 million rupees. The Eastern Merchant has educated about this to the Colombo Stock Exchange on Friday.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
And on economic news, the Samurdhi section of the Gaul District Secretariat Office has implemented a program to uplift the Kitul industry in the district. Plans have been made to establish Kitul villages. The first of this village has opened in Lankagama, Nellore. The necessary equipment needed for the Kitul industry have been provided to 150 persons who are engaged in this industry. 3 million rupees has been allocated to develop infrastructure facilities in the village.
The weather report.
The Met Department says that the northeast monsoon is gradually establishing over the island. Showers will occur at times in the eastern, northern, north central and Uva provinces and in Hambantota and Matale districts. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in these areas. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in western Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces and in Kandy, Nuwara, Gaul and Matara districts during the evening or night. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in these areas. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in Gaul and Matara districts during the morning. That's the weather update, and back to the headlines before we wind up this bulletin of news. The President prorogues Parliament. A report reveals that India is working on economic aid package for Sri Lanka. A discussion on the world's largest gem called the Queen of Asia found in Ratnapura will be held today. It has been stressed that a 100 billion rupee income is expected from the minor crop exports. And on foreign news, US governor says deaths toll from powerful tornadoes likely to pass 100. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news.